click.
Is it turned up really?
Is it turned up really loud?
Is it turned up really loud?
No, I think it's the perfect level for
vibe.
For our vibe. Anybody not ready to vibe? Let's
I'm ready to vibe.
I was born ready to vibe.
Yes.
Yes. Today's subject is, what are we gonna put? Memory and mind palace is.
Yes. Thank you all so much for joining us for our Curiosity Chill, where we pull a subject to study together. And last week, y'all chose memory and mind palaces.
Ooh, memory and mind palaces? Do you mean like Sherlock Holmes' mind palace?
Yes, Brian, I do.
Wow.
Got some really cool articles to share with all of you today.
Yeah.
And also, before we start, I just wanted to share that tomorrow at this exact time zone, I will be hosting on Twitch Gaming, and I'm going to be interviewing a really awesome, super cool video game actor that you all know very well. So please, if you'd like to, join me tomorrow as a host on twitch.tv/twitchgaming.
That's right. And if you forget which account was it, where am I supposed to go? Just come back here and we'll make sure to host it so you can find your way over from our channel. But it is not Keanu Reeves.
No.
It is a female actor.
Yes.
Who is somebody you have been like, please, please, please invite them to the channel. And, well, finally, this is as close as we're going to get.
Yeah.
So everybody, thank you so much for being here. We're really grateful for you joining. These Curiosity Chills are one of my favorite things. And we've done some interviews with good old Troy Baker. Troy Baker will show up at the spot. This is somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Else.
Yes.
We are really glad to have you all here. I am personally very curious about this subject, and I'm really glad that it won the poll last week. Yeah. Gina, thank you for the gift sub. Group hug.
Thank you so much, Gina.
Appreciate that very much. And Unprovidence as well with a gift sub to 12 times 51. 12 times 51? What would that be? Can everybody do that math real quick? 612?
I'm not even trying.
Is it 612? I don't know. I'm trying to use my mind, my mind palace. So Amelia has found some articles, and we are going to share them with you via the moderators. It is 612. Ooh, mental mats. So our moderators will share the link with you all, and we'll kind of move through it. We have 3 different options. We're going to go for what is memory. Then we're going to go through 7 different types of memory and how to improve them. And finally, we're going to look into how to create your own mind palace. Yeah. Let's go. Oh, what is that, a memory? It looks like a memory to me. Let's increase this. Here we go. What is Memory by Kendra Cherry. This is on verywellmind.com, and the moderators will share this link with you right about now.
Also, Chronic Aquatic, welcome back for 21 months.
Hey, what's up? And Cezarati, thank you for being here for 6 months from Poland. Hello, where's everybody tuning in from? Where in the world are you? I see Miss Kata's back for 15 months. Thank you for being here. And Re3, thank you for cheering as always. And M Buggy 42, thank you for being here for a year. The Psywalker's here for 3 months with the cat themes of memories. Morphin Scouts here for a whole year. Oh, look at this. A lot of people are celebrating their first year on the channel. Thank you for being here. Czech Republic and Germany and Jersey and Italy and UK and Austria. Philippines and Nevada and Michigan and Ukraine and France. England and the Irish are saying what's up.
New Zealand.
Hey, how you doing? Romania and Jalia, thank you very much for being here for 4 months. We appreciate you joining from Saudi Arabia. Wonderful. Portugal, Essex and Boston, Brazil. Cobwebs and Flies, thank you for being here with 2 gift subs as well. And Susie Septicai with a gift sub group hug. If you guys got one of those gift sub group hugs, check out the button that looks like this. Not this. This.
Starter kit.
This. is the one. That'll show you the way around the channel and how you can join us in our subscriber chats. We've got Memory Garden and Jerry Mind today. I like it. I like it.
Let's dive in.
What is memory?
Memory refers to the processes that are used to acquire, store, retain, and later retrieve information. There are 3 major processes involved in memory: encoding, storage, and retrieval.
Ooh, encoding, storage, and retrieval. Sounds a lot like a computer, if you ask me. I wonder if there's some correlation between the memory in our devices and the memory in our own minds.
Human memory involves the ability to both preserve and recover information as we have learned or experienced. As we all know, however, this is not a flawless process. And sometimes we forget or misremember things. Sometimes things are not properly encoded in the memory in the first place. Memory problems can range from minor annoyances like forgetting where you left your car keys all the time to major diseases like Alzheimer's and other kinds of dementia that affect the quality of life and the ability to function. The study of human memory has been a subject of science and philosophy for thousands of years and has become one of the major topics of interest within cognitive psychology.
Well, while we do this, I'm curious from all of you, how would you rate your memory? Would you say that your memory on a scale of 1 to 5 is number 1, the worst, or number 5, the best? Let's get a starting place here and see if there's a way we can find ways to improve such a memory. I'm going to put this over here in the corner if you'd like to.
It doesn't look like it's working.
Why it's not working?
Why it's not working?
My friends are trying to tell me what. There it is.
Well, I would say I would probably put my memory around 4, maybe 3.5, depending.
A 3.5 to 4?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a pretty good memory.
I have a pretty good memory too, unless it's like really basic. Like,
or numbers.
Where is my stuff?
Yeah.
you
well,
know?
How memories are formed.
In order to form new memories, information must be changed into a usable form, which occurs through the process known as encoding. Once the information has been successfully encoded, it must be stored in memory for later use. Much of this stored memory lies outside of our awareness most of the time, except when we actually need to use it. The retrieval process allows us to bring stored memories into our conscious awareness. So it looks like, on average, we rate ourselves just above average with our memory.
Yeah.
Only a handful of us, probably only a few people here, would rate themselves on number 5 when it comes to remembering things. So I guess that means everybody forgets stuff sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, but how long do memories last, Amelia?
Well, some memories are very brief, just seconds long, and allow us to take in sensory information about the world around us. Short-term memories are a bit longer and last about 20 to 30 seconds. These memories mostly consist of information we are currently focusing on and thinking about. Finally, some memories are capable of enduring much longer, lasting days, weeks, months, or even decades. Most of these long-term memories lie outside of our immediate awareness, but we can draw them into consciousness when they are needed.
Okay, that's really interesting to me about memories and how long they last. I want to poll another thing real quick because I love a good poll, and if you do too, hit me with that poll emote.
Hit me with the poll emote.
Let's see. My earliest memory is from ... Let's do like very young childhood, like younger than 3. Younger than 3. Let's say childhood, which is, I don't even remember childhood, what, like 3 to 8?
Yeah.
That's a child. Okay. Youth, maybe we'll call 9 to 13.
12.
12?
Because once you're 13, you're a teenager.
Okay, my teens. I remember something from my teens, so y'all know that that's
All right.
13
and then
to 18.
I think everybody remembers
like
at least. No.
Just a week ago.
Yeah. Okay.
There we go. Let me know. Poll.
I think my earliest memory is from my childhood when I was 3 years old, or just before 3 years old when my sister was about to be born. I remember my mom's belly and being very excited to have a little sister.
I don't even know. I really don't even know. I feel like maybe if like my earliest untriggered memory, because like I feel like if I'm looking back at like a little photo, I'd be like, oh yeah, I remember that place. But like, do I? You know, am I like really calling it out of my mind? Acrylic Heart, thank you for being here for 3 months. And Lysander, thank you for 30 months of support. We super appreciate you being here since the very beginning. Thank you. All right, so it's looking like about a third of us have a memory from younger than 3 years old, and then the other half from like 3 to 8. I think it's somewhere in 3 to 8, maybe older. No, I must have some memory from before then. From childhood. Using memory. To use the information that has been encoded into memory, it must first be retrieved. There are many factors that can influence how memories are retrieved, such as the type of information being used and the retrieval cues that are present. There we go, retrieval cues. Of course, this process is not always perfect. Have you ever felt like you had the answer to a question right at the tip of your tongue, but you couldn't quite remember it? This is an example of a perplexing memory retrieval problem known as lethologica, or the tip of the tongue phenomenon. Yo, if anybody's out there and they're thinking about changing their username or their gaming tag on some sort of thing, I think lethologica is a nice one. Organizing memory.
The ability to access and retrieve information from long-term memory allows us to actually use these memories to make decisions, interact with others, and solve problems. But how is information organized in memory? One way of thinking about memory organization is known as the semantic network model.
What did you call me?
Semantic network model.
Oh.
This model suggests that certain triggers activate associated memories. A memory of a specific place might activate memories about related things that have occurred in that location. For example, thinking about a particular campus building might trigger memories of attending classes, studying, and socializing with peers.
Types of memory. Well, you guys... Oh, man. Whoa. Otto. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys. Right now I'm sitting on Otto, who's an ottoman, who's also covered in dark fake fur. And that such dark fur is flying all around now and is in my mouth. I don't know how this happens.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Otto! But I seriously, Amelia's in her pro gaming chair, and I am sitting on Otto, who you guys will see if you want to join us on a stream where we got the camera. I'll share Otto with you. Sense memory. Okay, so sensory memory is the earliest stage of memory. During this stage, sensory information from the environment is stored for a very brief period of time, generally no longer than a half second for visual information or 3 to 4 seconds for auditory information. Interesting that we might store auditory information in a memory for 8 times as long. We attend to only certain aspects of this sensory memory, allowing some of this information to pass into the next stage, which is short-term memory. So sensory memory is the immediate. I see it, I hear it.
Yeah.
So it takes a couple seconds longer maybe for a hearing memory to kick in than a seeing memory.
Yeah.
But what about our short-term memory, moving down?
Short-term memory, also known as active memory, is the information we are currently aware of or thinking about. In Freudian philosophy, this memory would be referred to as the conscious mind. Paying attention to sensory memories generates information in short-term memory. While many of our short-term memories are quickly forgotten, attending to this information allows it to continue to the next stage, long-term memory. Most of the information stored in active memory will be kept for approximately 20 to 30 seconds. The term short-term memory is often used interchangeably with working memory, which refers to the processes that are used to temporarily store, organize, and manipulate information.
Okay. Interesting. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'm curious if there's anyone who's here for the first time. I see a few new folks shouting themselves out. Let us know if you're here for the very first time. We love to see new friends on the stream.
Yes!
Or maybe you've been here forever and my short-term memory is horrible.
Yay!
Hey! Long-term memory. Long-term memory refers to the continuing storage of information. In Freudian psychology, long-term memory would be called the preconscious or the unconscious. This information is largely outside of our awareness, but can be called into working memory to be used when needed. Hey, what's up? RA9 Can't Save Me Now. Hello. And what's up? Miss Dragon is new. And Keeg Khan is here for the fairly new. Thank you for joining us. Your second stream. Awesome, Zombie Cat. We're glad to have you here with us. Thank you. Come on in. First time here, Gamer Frankie19. Well, welcome to the channel. Thank you for following along. And Gina, thank you for the gift sub to RA9 Can't Save Me Now. It's very sweet of you, Gina. Thank you. So let's learn about losing memory.
Forgetting is a surprisingly common event. Just consider how often you forget someone's name or overlooked an important appointment. Why do we forget information we have learned in the past? There are 4 basic explanations for why forgetting occurs: failure to store, interference, motivated forgetting, or retrieval failure.
Okay, all right.
Research has shown that one of the critical factors that influences memory failure is time. Information is often quickly forgotten, particularly if people do not actively review and rehearse the information. That's why a lot of the times when I meet someone, I try and repeat their name and associate something about their face with their name, though it doesn't always work.
Yeah. For me, helping me remember people's names is I try to spell it out. Like if I'm meeting someone and they're like, "I'm Veronica," I will spell it in my head, VER, so da-da-da-da, and then that will help. It makes you slow down a little bit to like hold the time.
Or like I'll forget where I put my glasses or where I put my car keys. And I think it's because I'm just not paying attention. I'm distracted or something is interfering with where
split attention. Well, and also a lot of times when you're meeting someone for the first time, you're in a new environment or you're doing something you're not usually doing. And so in this way, you have more distractions while you're trying to remember these things. Also, studying the human mind and memory and the brain and all of these things, this is an ongoing process. So when they bring up, none of this stuff is an absolute, right?
No.
We're just starting our research somewhere.
Sometimes information is simply lost from memory, and in other cases, it was never stored correctly in the first place. Sometimes memories compete with one another, making it difficult to remember certain information. In other instances, people actively try to forget things that they simply don't want to remember.
Valid.
Yeah.
Unprovidence, thank you for the gift sub to Pink Spider Spooter. And Triceratops with 3 long horns is back for 25 long months. Wow. Thank you so much for your support, Sarah. We appreciate you. And Shinra Dog, hello, back for 13 months. Welcome back. All right, let's get to these tips. This will help us with our memory. Tip number 1. No matter how great your memory is, there are probably a few things you can do to make it even better. So for the 3% of you that voted, you have a number 5 memory. Let's see if we can bump it up a notch. Fortunately, cognitive psychologists have discovered a number of techniques that can help improve memory. Number 1, jot it down. The act of writing with a pen and paper helps implant the memory into your brain, and so can also serve as a reminder or reference later on. I will share that if I'm having a really difficult time memorizing a lot of text, I will write it down a couple of times over and over again, because just kind of the process of having to write it helps burn it in there. Or I can even do the same thing typing, but writing is better with a pen and paper for me.
Yeah, agreed. Attach a meaning to it. You can remember something more easily if you attach a meaning to it. For instance, if you associate a person you just met with someone you already know, you may be able to remember their name easier.
Yeah. But, Yeah. Repeat it. Repetition helps the memory become encoded beyond your short-term memory.
Yes.
I'm going to shout out to my boy Sandy Meisner, who taught me the acting great. I mean, he didn't literally teach me. He taught my teacher who taught me that repetition is a commonly used thing in acting, repeating lines by rote, which is mean not assigning any kind of inflection or emotion to the word, but literally just repeating.
Yeah.
And also the repetition of repeating back what you hear. If someone says, I'm having a great day today, Amelia.
You're having a great day today, Bryan.
I'm having a great day today, Amelia.
You're having a great day today, Bryan.
I am.
You are.
I am. There you go. Now you're all actors. Group it.
Information that is categorized becomes easier to remember and recall. For example, consider the following group of words: desk, apple, bookshelf, red, plum, table, green, pineapple, purple, chair, peach, and yellow. Spend a few seconds reading them and then look away and try and recall and list these words. How did you group the words when you listed them? Most people will list using different categories: color, furniture, and fruit.
That makes sense to me. Hey, Jane, what's up and welcome. Welcome. Glad to have you joining us. And Oodles of Noodles is back for 8 months, and Parallel Deviation, thank you for being here for 4. We super appreciate you being here. Yeah, I think that the other thing, grouping things, like an example of grouping things is playing The Witcher 3 right now, and you need different oils to deal with different monsters. And when you look at them, you're like, that's clearly a necrophage. And then you're like, that's a necrophage? How did you know? Well, it was creepy as hell, and it was sloppy looking in the face, and it was kind of goopy, and it was eating some dead bodies. And all of those guys are necrophage. Callisto Stars, thank you for being here for 2 months. We are very grateful for you joining us, and you are welcome here anytime, friends.
In addition to these techniques, keeping your brain healthy by exercising regularly, maintaining social connections, managing stress, and performing challenging activities like doing crossword puzzles or playing an instrument have proven to help boost memory. Now, let's move on to the next one, because this is the very end.
Okay. I'm just going to do this real quick, because writing these things down helps me remember them, and I want to share them with you guys. Okay, activities. Which of those 4 ways or techniques for keeping your brain healthy is your favorite? Is it exercise? Is it maintaining social connections, managing stress, or performing challenging activities like crossword puzzles or playing an instrument?
Or playing video games.
Do you guys even game? I know Gamer Frankie games. What's up, Gamer Frankie 19? Thank you for the sub, friend. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, I mean, managing stress is super important, but I don't know, yesterday we had a pretty relaxing day. Because we were like, we need to deliberately not.
Chill.
Like, we need to chill. Looks like challenging activities is up there for a lot of us.
Yeah.
So the next article, mods, we're going to switch over to the 7 types of memory and how to improve them. Allow me a moment as I reframe our article.
Thanks, Bri.
No prob. And I'm going to shrink it a little bit because that's pretty big. Is that good?
Yeah,
Is that
it's
good?
good. Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
sweet. All right. Well, keep up those challenging activities, everybody. Mm-hmm. And a reminder to the rest of us, I need to get outside and exercise. God, I miss social connections. Mm-hmm. Managing our stress. And a raid coming in from Wolf of Thorns.
Hello, Raiders.
Wolf of Thorns. Whoa, welcome. Thank you for blowing up our stream. We appreciate the hype. Thank you guys for joining. Come on in, come on in, come on in.
We are doing our Curiosity Chill where we poll a subject to study together. And today we're learning about memory and the Mind Palace. And you have perfect timing because we're just about to start a new article about the 7 types of memory and how to improve them.
Welcome aboard, Titus2602. Thanks for using your Prime and subscribing to our channel. And I see some new friends following along with the raid. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. All right. Most people probably don't know that we have 7 different types of memory. If your job involves critical tasks that require optimum cognitive functioning, however, you should know that your brain processes new information, creates memories, and quickly recalls the necessary information when you make those critical split-second decisions.
In addition to directly impacting job performance, memory skills are also being incorporated into fitness for work measures in order to track critical employees' cognitive functions and ensure that they are fit to perform their tasks safely. So here we go. Here are 7 types of memory.
Also, Singer, thank you so much for the gift subs. Appreciate you very much.
Thanks a lot. And if you got one of those gift subs, be sure to check out this starter kit. The starter kit. We'll show you what's going on. You can use all the perks of your subscription and even join us on Discord if that's your bag, baby. Boom. Really appreciate the raid. Thanks again, friend. So, 7 types of memory. Up top, we got ye old memory, divided by its short-term memory and long-term memory. So short-term memory, we're saying, is that working memory, things that we're immediately recalling, and the long-term memory is things that are in our unconscious or subconscious mind that we can call up into our short-term memory when we have a direct, what do you call it? Trigger. Hey, what's up? Gamer Frankie, thank you so much for your nice message.
Aw,
you enjoyed playing Detroit Become Human. It's the best game you've played. Hey, I gotta agree with you, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad you're getting through work. Good on you, Frankie. And Amit Shmuel, thank you for 4 months of support. And Banana Label, thank you for being here for 4 months, spreading the love. Appreciate you. So the long-term memory is getting broken into 2 halves. We've got explicit, or your conscious long-term memory, and implicit, which is your unconscious long-term memory. We can divide those each, again, into halves. Explicit conscious memory into episodic, events that happened to you, or semantic, which is your general knowledge of the world. So your conscious, your explicit long-term memory, you could be holding on to factoids like your multiplication tables or the difference between an isosceles and acute triangle. That's semantic general working knowledge. Episodic explicit long-term memory are things that happened to us a long time ago. The flashbacks to
or not even that long
life.
ago.
Oh yeah, that's true. It's just things that actually physically, literally
to
happened to you. And then on the other side, we have implicit, unconscious long-term memories, and they break that into priming and procedural. Let's get into those, because I don't understand that difference as much.
No. So the short-term memory lasts only 20 to 30 seconds. It stores information temporarily and then either dismisses it or transfers it to long-term memory. It is also sometimes called working memory, although working memory is more specific to information that we receive, use quickly, and then discard. For example, a phone number, a person's name, or what you're going to buy from the market are stored in your short-term working memory just for as long as it takes you to use it. So learning lines.
Right, and then you bail on it.
Yeah.
Long-term memory. Our long-term memories are a bit more complex than our short-term memories, Anything that happened more than a few minutes ago would be stored in long-term memory. Depending on how often we recall or use a certain piece of information, the strength of the memory varies. The long-term memory is divided into explicit and implicit memories.
Explicit memories are a type of long-term memory which you remember after consciously thinking about it. For example, the name of your childhood dog or your best friend's house phone number. There are two types of explicit memory: episodic and semantic.
Oh, thank you, Luke Lemon. We enjoy reading like this. I think we've over the years of doing these curiosity shows, we're definitely getting better at reading, except for when it gets to like the ancient Greek or the super technical.
Yeah.
Nguaga Gustavo, thank you for being here for 2 months. Spreading those positive vibes around the internet. Appreciate that. And Unprovidence, take good care. Thank you for being here. Wonderful day, everybody. Wish you a wonderful day from Unprovidence. Episodic memory. Episodic memories are a type of explicit memory that relate to our own personal lives. For example, a particularly exciting Christmas morning, the day you got married, or even what you had for dinner last night. What did we have for dinner last night? That wasn't that exciting.
No.
Yeah. Studies have shown that autobiographical or episodic memories aren't necessarily accurate because we reconstruct them over time, and they change and adapt to the new context in which we recall them. Our ability to retain episodic memories depends on how emotionally powerful the experiences were. For example, many people remember where they were and what they were doing when 9/11, which is the attack on the World Trade Center in New York City, when that happened. But not only would this involve a very powerful emotional reaction, they would probably also have to be very focused as it occurred. When our brains are extremely focused, it becomes easier to process and store sensory input, which in turn makes it easier to later recall the experience. Semantic memory.
Semantic memory accounts for our general knowledge of the world. For example, the fact that the sky is blue, that giraffes have long necks, and that puppies are cute.
The sky is cute, puppies have long necks, and giraffes are blue.
Unlike episodic memories, we are able to maintain the strength and accuracy of our semantic memory over time. As we age, it begins to slowly decline. But I will always know that puppies are cute.
Can confirm. Can anyone confirm that? Very good. It seems like I like dogs. I like dogs too. Implicit memories. Implicit memory is the second major type of long-term memory. It comprises memories that you don't have to consciously recall. For example, riding a bike or speaking a language. Even though it may require a lot of conscious thought while learning, at some point it became implicit and you did it automatically. In the 1990 movie Total Recall, Arnold Schwarzenegger dreamed of becoming a secret agent on Mars, without consciously knowing that he was actually a secret agent on Mars before his memory was wiped and rewritten. Damn, spoilers! If anybody's getting to Total Recall 30 years late, I'm really sorry that happened to you. The unconscious attraction to espionage and other planets might have been a type of implicit memory for Arnold, the subconscious attraction.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Procedural memory. Procedural memory is a type of implicit memory, allows us to do certain tasks without thinking about them. Besides riding a bike, it may also include tying a shoe, brushing our teeth, or driving a car. It is likely that procedural memory is stored in a different part of the brain than episodic memory because people who experience traumatic brain injuries often forget autobiographical information or forget how to perform simple tasks like walking or feeding themselves. Now that you know about each type of memory, here are some ways to keep each one in tip-top shape.
All right, here's some more methods for sharpening our memory before we move on to creating our mind palace. Number 1, testing. Several studies have found that being tested for information helps create stronger memories. For example, students who were repeatedly tested on a list of vocabulary words in a foreign language performed better on the final test than students who were given extra time to study. This concept is known as test-enhanced learning and is based on the theory that repeated retrieval of information has a greater impact on the memory than longer study periods. This effect can be further enhanced by immediate feedback after each retrieval. So the next time you're giving a presentation or teaching something, instead of lecturing your audience, ask them questions. Get their neurons to fire up and form new connections by making them continually retrieve new information. Cement the new long-term memory by giving them immediate feedback. You don't need to be a child to enjoy feedback. Anyone can get a release of dopamine when they receive positive feedback.
True that.
Guess what, everybody? You know what that means.
Pop quiz.
Pop quiz. It's time to get studying. No, get tested.
Yeah.
Let's find out. Tell me one thing you learned on today's stream so far. Just one thing.
Just one.
That's all. Yes, we're looking for pop quiz time.
No.
Memory recall. I'll tell you what. I'll give you a category. Can you jot down one of these 7 types of memory? Puppies are cute. Yes, Silver Midnight. Yes, of course puppies are cute. Yes, okay.
Here's one good one.
Different types of memory.
Lethologica is the tip of the tongue phenomenon.
There we
Trying
go.
to
That's
remember
good.
something, but
Lethologica. Love it. Giraffes are cute. Giraffes are blue. Episodic memory, short-term memory. What are these 7 types of memory? Short-term memory, implicit memory.
Systemic no, not systemic.
I don't think it's...
Semantic.
It's semantic memory. Semantic memory is those facts, right? Word puzzles can help your memory, yes.
Yeah.
Short-term memory. Puppies have long necks.
Learning a language is much more powerful than studying for hours.
There we go. Short-term
Working
memory and long-term memory.
Yeah, short-term working memory.
Does anybody remember episodic memory is constructed over time? Does anybody remember what episodic memory means? What's the difference between episodic memory and semantic memory? I literally just told you. Yeah, there we go. Episodic is narrative and event-oriented, something that happened, it's something personal, whereas semantic memory is information like factoids.
Yeah.
Like puppies are blue and have long necks. Sleep.
I know we haven't shut up about sleep recently. However, as a sleep expert and neuroscientist, Dr. Matthew Walker said, sleep is the greatest legal performance enhancing drug that most people are probably neglecting. While we sleep, our brains process and store long-term memories. Find out about the power of sleep here. 6 ways that sleeplessness affects your day. While we sleep, our brain processes and stores long-term memories. During rapid eye movement, REM sleep, the brain replays memory sequences that we have learned while awake, except 20 times faster. Through this process, memories are consolidated and stored for long-term use. In addition to strengthening our memories, sleep also helps us learn new information. Researchers found that students who were deprived of sleep after learning a new skill had a significantly weaker memory than that skill of students who received adequate sleep. Not only will getting at least 8 hours a night of sleep help you learn and remember new information, it can also lessen the risk of developing Alzheimer's as you age.
So I see a lot of you shouting out in the chat. Number 1, if you get enough sleep. Number 2, if you honestly don't know. And number 3, if you feel like you need to get more sleep. And I see a lot, over 40% of us need to get more sleep. I will share that I used to be under the impression that if I was sleeping too much, I was wasting time. I should be getting more stuff done. How could I spend so much time unconscious? And then when I started getting enough sleep, I found myself much more efficient and effective during my waking hours, and also way happier. The other thing that I have been sort of pushed up against when we did a lot of traveling and we went all around the world and doing streams and stuff and not getting enough sleep because we were never in the same time zone. At the end of the day, I'm really, really, really terrible at video games if I'm not well slept. So if you're like me and like to play video games, I might recommend at least 8 hours of sleep, and you will be so pleased with how much better you are at video games with a well-rested mind.
Also, something that I use in order to help cement when I'm learning lines, I will read through my lines before going to sleep, and then when I wake up in the morning, my lines are much better in my head. I can remember them much more than if I don't recite them before going to sleep.
Yeah, and we studied dreams recently, and I just want to shout this out because it really totally worked. Our buddy Andrews Landsman, who you will know as Hank from the Golden Spiral, he shared with me he's on a journey for lucid dreams, and he told me that before he fell asleep, he would say to himself, "I will remember my dreams. I have excellent dream recall." And he would say that to himself 21 times as he drifted off to sleep just in his mind, and then woke to remembering his dreams much better. And I tried this. And each night that I've tried it on 3 different nights now over the last week or so. And those nights I can recount to you the dreams or memories of the dreams much, much, much better. So if you're pursuing remembering your dreams, try saying that to yourself over and over before you fall asleep. Yeah, I don't know why it's not 28 times, but just enough times that you set your intention for remembering your dream. And 52% of us need more sleep. So everybody tonight, whatever time you got to wake up tomorrow, see if you can put your phone away, turn your computer off, get to bed. 8 hours.
Take a hot shower or a hot bath before you go to sleep.
That's a great idea.
Sensory input. In addition to exercising your brain by frequently retrieving information, engaging all your senses with the experience also makes a big impact on how well you'll remember it later. If you involve all 5 senses in the experience, if you can hear, see, smell, taste, and smell it again?
I don't know.
You will be able to recall it better in the future. Smells seem to be especially powerful in evoking a strong emotional memory. For this person, the smell of petunias and jasmine flowers immediately transport them to their childhood in the summers while living in Turkey. For some, the smell of fresh-baked cookies may carry them back to a grandmother's kitchen. We don't need to read their horrible experiences.
All right, drink some coffee. If you're one of those people who need coffee in the morning, like me, before you can do anything or talk to anyone, you're probably a firm believer in the strong cognitive boost it offers. Caffeine is just one popular cognitive enhancer in the world, and besides preventing drowsiness, it can enhance cognitive functions such as memory, motivation, and creativity, according to harvardhealth.edu. Overuse and misuse of caffeine and other cognitive enhancement drugs can be dangerous and disruptive for your natural sleep cycle. So if you have a cup of coffee or 2 in the morning, limit caffeine 4 to 5 hours before bedtime. That's a good idea. Mm-hmm. I definitely was drinking some Coca-Cola before I was falling asleep, playing The Witcher, and that did not work.
Minimize stress. Although we are more likely to remember a particular stressful experience for a long time, attempting to learn or form new memories while under stress is rarely successful. Stress alters the way our brain processes information and how the memory is stored.
So if you got to study for a big exam, or you're trying to remember your lines for something, or give a speech, maybe step one is to put yourself in a more relaxed state.
Yeah.
Find yourself a comfortable place to be working so that your brain has an easier time storing these memories.
Maybe take away the mental, if you can, a mental urgency about it, because I know sometimes when I'm trying to learn lines and I'm like, all right, I have to get this done.
Yeah, all right, I'm running out of time.
Yeah.
Well, Becca from Hell, thank you for 4 months of support. We're grateful to have you join us. You can minimize distractions. I'm going to kind of speed through this so we can get to the last subject at the end.
And smelling rosemary.
What?
Ooh. So those who took it, some participants say that smelling rosemary makes them feel more alert, and they performed significantly better on memory tests.
You can also make sure to eat well. Scientists recommend eating foods high in antioxidants, keep the brain young, and maintain memory function as we age. Blueberries, apples, bananas, dark green vegetables, garlic, and carrots also are antioxidants like chocolate. What? Chocolate? I've also heard the same of peppermint. I remember people taking peppermint before they would have their exam. And number 9, chew gum. Similar to the rosemary theory, gum chewing theory is one that does not guarantee results, but it couldn't hurt to try. This is Violet. She's turning violet.
From too much gum.
Or play brain games. The more you use your brain, the better it will run. So, Amelia and I, what's lumosity?
Lumosity.
And this is a neuron on its toes.
That's cute.
He's cute. All right, we're going to spend the last few minutes checking out this Create Your Own Mind Palace. Can we speed through this?
Yes. Okay, so right there. Oh, wait.
We're going to speed through it.
Okay, so go up a little bit. What is a mind palace? A mind palace is not a physical location, but a set of rooms or specific locations that you build in your mind. Yes. The rooms you create to work to help you remember sets of things by a method called loci. Loci? Loki.
Loki? Loki? Loki?
Loki?
I feel like it's going to be Loki.
Okay. Loki associates the information you need to remember with a location you are familiar with. Think of it as a creative and visual storage system.
Okay.
How to build your own mind palace.
You can start with a place you know well, like the house you grew up in. Or you can create your own dream palace or building. The key is to use a place that feels familiar. Let's start with one room and fill it with stuff. Doors, furniture, decorations, chairs, beds, sofas, unique objects from your childhood, or anything else that you'd like to look at in your palace. So everybody close your eyes if you like, and see if you can envision a physical space.
One room.
One room that you're very familiar with. Could be a place in your Sims. Every object you put in your room can be a location that you can later place a memory. Next, mentally walk through your room a few times to be sure of the precise location of everything in there. So, in this version, it's not cluttered. It's a very clean version of your space, and you're anchoring yourself to the major architecture of the room. I have ottoman fluff everywhere. Next, after you've mentally walked through the room, start and end at the same point, usually the door in a room, so you're going to move through the space. Now, think of a series of things you want to remember. Questions on a test, the number of an account, a series of passwords, the steps in a recipe, a grocery list, anything you'd like to remember. Now, place these items on or in the objects you've put in the room. If you want them to be forever connected with the object, imagine them moving in a dynamic way. Maybe a book with the test answers flips open on the table in your room as you walk by. The more you can make the things you want to remember interact with the objects in the room, the stronger the memory will be. So here's an example of this path that one person could take through their home past all of these objects and tie each of those objects to a memory. Once you've completed this room, continue to add more rooms to your palace. They can be decorated in different styles and contain different subjects of things that you never want to forget. When you want to recall this information that you left in a particular room, go to that room's door in your mind and walk through it in the same order you did when you first created it. Sherlock's Mind Palace took things a step further. He put talking people from his life in his palace to tell him key things about the subject he was recalling. If you become comfortable with these basic concepts, try adding new elements like that in your palace. Your mind palace is only limited by your imagination.
Your imagination will get stronger and more vivid every time you exercise it. This is one technique that will improve with practice and age. Greek poet named Simonides was at a party over 2,000 years ago when he stepped outside to look for someone. While he was out of the banquet hall, a column cracked and the building started to collapse behind him, burying everyone inside in a massive pile of rubble. According to the legend, Simonides used his mind palace to visualize where everyone had been sitting around the table at the banquet and helped authorities identify everybody that wasn't able to be recovered. Whoa.
An expert tip.
This is moving really fast. There we go.
As your mind palace grows into many rooms, hallways, courtyards, and gardens of important information, remember to put a signature waypoint every 3 to 5 rooms. It could be a clock or a sculpture of you as a child. I hope nobody here has a sculpture of themselves as a child.
Yeah, maybe a sculpture you made as a child.
That's crazy. Mm-hmm. That way, you won't have to start at the front door and do a full walkthrough every time you need to recall something you left in your garden. All right, that's valid. The Mind Palace technique works because your brain is wired to recall images faster than text. You don't need to be Sherlock Holmes to be a master of memory. Start building your Mind Palace today. Nice!
Cool.
Well, you know what that means.
What?
It's time to poll what we should study next Tuesday, because each Tuesday at 10 a.m. Pacific time, or 1 hour earlier than whatever time it is for you right now, we will study a topic together and learn a little bit of something, and maybe even improve our memory.